it going, everyone? Simon here from CD Revival, back to you with another CD collection video. And today I'm going to whiz through my Beatles collection and a bit of David Bowie and I think a couple of other bits as well, but we'll see how we get on. So anyway, without further ado, start off with the Beatles. I've not got all of their albums by a long shot. Well, I've got a fair few, but not all of them. But the first one I've got is Help, classic album. It's not the remastered one, but yeah, it's when they started to get a bit more, you know, start to do their own songs on their albums. Obviously it's got the track Help on it. You're Gonna Lose That Girl, which is a good one. Ticket to Ride as well. Yesterday's on here. Yeah, it's got Dizzy Miss Lizzy, which is obviously a cover. But yeah, some good tracks on here. Good album. Let's give the year. Yeah, originally 1965 this one came out, so they were banging them out at a rate of knots at that point. But yeah, good album from the Beatles, so that's my first one of theirs. Then I've got Rubber Soul. This is, yeah, definitely when they started to get a bit more psychedelic. Good album. Starts off with Drive My Car, Norwegian Wood, You Won't See Me, Nowhere Man, Think For Yourself, The Word, Michelle. It's got a girl on here, I'm Looking Through You, In My Life, which is great, obviously. If I Needed Someone. So yeah, a lot of good stuff on here. Classic album, obviously. Rubber Soul, and that is from 1965 also. Then they brought out this one, absolute classic, Revolver. It's a bit beat up, very beat up. Probably should swap the jewel case over with that one. I've got a few spare. Yeah, this one's a masterpiece, one of their best albums, I think. Starts off with Taxman, Eleanor Rigby, I'm Only Sleeping, Here, There and Everywhere, She Said, Good Day Sunshine, Gotta Get You Into My Life, and obviously Tomorrow Never Knows, which is like way ahead of its time. Really good track. Pretty sure this one was 66. Yeah, 1966 on that one. So Revolver by the Beatles, classic. And they brought out obviously Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Everyone knows this one. Yeah, legendary album. Probably not their best. Some people think it is, but you know, it's good. Little Help from My Friends, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, obviously. She's Leaving Home, Benefit of Mr. Kite, which is a great one, weird one. Within You, Without You, which is George Harrison's kind of sitar-y one. When I'm 64, Good Morning, Lovely Rita. Day in the Life to finish off. So yeah, classic. Don't really need to say much more about that one. Magical Mystery Tour, which was originally an EP, and then they brought it out as an album, slapped a load of other tracks on there, which is basically like singles and stuff, like Hello Goodbye, Strawberry Fields, that weren't on Sgt. Pepper's. You've got Penny Lane, Fool on the Hill, Mother Should Know, and I Am the Walrus as well. The film of that is very odd. If you want to watch that, then you know, be my guest. Then I have got the White Album, or the Beatles as it's known, double album, double CD. A lot of different stuff on here. They're like fragmented by then, so they were all just kind of doing their own thing and putting it together under the Beatles banner, which was, you know, but still a really good album. Back in the USSR, Dear Prudence. You got things like Obla Di, Obla Da, Paul McCartney. Doing his stuff there, some, you know, wicked tracks on it. Bungalow Bill, I don't think it's particularly great. While My Guitar Gently Weeps is obviously great. Happiness of Warm Gun is a really good one. Martha My Dear is, you know, Paul McCartney doing his thing. Blackbird, just a lot of really good stuff on here. Helter Skelter's on here. Honey Pie. Yeah, this, you know, it's a classic album. Once again, double album. A lot of stuff on there. And then I've got my favourite Beatles album, which is Abbey Road. This is the last studio album they did. This is the remastered version of that. So it comes with all the Apple booklet and what have you. Yeah, absolute classic this one. Say by far, well, yeah, definitely my favourite Beatles album. Starts off with Come Together. You've got Something on there, which is amazing. I Want You, She's So Heavy, which is amazing. Here Comes the Sun. And you've got like the whole medley thing at the end, which is absolute quality. Yeah, breathtaking sort of side 2 if you like. So excellent album, Abbey Road, last album they did. I've got their #1 album, which was basically all their singles that went to #1. So there's a lot of stuff on here that's not on any of the albums, so that's pretty cool. Things like Paperback Writer and Day Tripper, a lot of the singles. So Ballad of John and Yoko. So yeah, worth having. And I've also picked up the Love album as well, which is a sort of mashup, kind of then redone, remixed. George Martin and his son, I think, did all this. So it's actually pretty cool. Yeah, George and Giles Martin. The Beatles, if you've never heard them before, it is worth listening to. It's pretty cool actually. So yeah, give that one a go. Then I'm going to go into a few David Bowie albums, which I've got. I haven't got loads of David Bowie. I do quite like a lot of his stuff. The stuff that I like best, I actually haven't got. I kind of like his Berlin era best, so like Low and I think I can't remember the name of it, but whatever. But yeah, I like that stuff kind of the best. So I'm not the biggest Bowie fan, but I think he is pretty cool. I've got a few of his bits. I've got Hunky Dory. Station to Station, that's the one I was thinking of. That title track for that is amazing, so I haven't got it. But yeah, this one's got Changes on it. Oh You Pretty Things, Life on Mars, so fair few famous tracks. Not a bad album, pretty good. Ziggy Stardust is the remastered version of that one. Classic album. I think it's pretty good. So it's not my favourite of his. Moon Age Daydream, Starman. This track Ziggy Stardust, Suffragette City, Rock and Roll Suicide. A lot of good tracks on that one. I've got this Platinum Collection, which I got from a car boot sale, I think. Pretty good. It's got like 3 discs, a booklet. So if you're a sort of casual Bowie fan, which I guess I am. I say I have heard pretty much all of his albums. But let's listen to a whole anyway. But yeah, all the greatest hits are on here. So you've got your Let's Dances, your Ashes to Ashes, just all the singles, all the famous songs really. Sound of Vision, stuff like that. It's got him doing all the Young Dudes as well, which is his original song, and Mott the Hoople covered that and obviously made it most famous. So yeah, worth having. I've got The Next Day, which is one of his later albums. Not really heard it that many times. His later stuff, it's like whatever. I know people love Black Star and what have you, but I thought it was okay to get hung for that. And I've also got Heathen as well, which once again I've not really heard that many times, but you see him cheap, you pick him up, it's like, why not? It's Bowie, grab it. So yeah, that one too. What else have I got here? I've got a few Beck albums actually. Odelay by Beck, one of his famous ones. Devil's Haircut's on here. Damn. Novocaine, New Pollution. I do quite like Beck actually. Yeah, I've got a few of his bits. That's a good album. I've got Mellow Gold, which I've not really heard that many times. And yeah, that's got Loser on it, obviously a famous track. Yeah, a few bits and pieces. not bad. So I've not really heard it that many times. And then I have got Midnight Vultures, which I do know very well and do really like. Probably this one and The Information. Oh, maybe Guero. They're probably my 3 favourite albums, but these are the only 3 that I actually own. So yeah, this one's got like Sex Laws on it, and Milk and Honey, which is really cool. Deborah's on there as well, which is really cool. So yeah, this one's a really cool, funky, yeah, a good album. This one, definitely one of my favourites of his. Just another couple of bits that I thought I'd throw in with this video, kind of fit the theme. I got Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys, the only Beach Boys album I do own. Once again, picked it up, car boot sale, £1 or something. I thought, oh, why not? So yeah, pretty good. Wouldn't It Be Nice? Obviously, it's the famous one on here. Sleep John B. But yeah, it's a classic album, obviously. So picked that one up, and I also picked this one up for a similar sort of reason. The very best of James Brown, which is worth having. Certainly worth having for £1 or what have you. So yeah, a lot of his famous stuff's on here. I've just got a brand new bag, Man's World, Sex Machine, Living in America, and Rocky IV, which is a quality track still to this day. So yeah, very best of James Brown, Sex Machine. So yeah, that was my next part of my CD collection. We're getting through the B's now, so not too many left to do. A few random bits, Black Label, which I'm going to do in a video pretty shortly. So yeah, Black Label, one of my favourite bands. So yeah, be interesting. I don't know now. I'm going to rank those actually, because they're all kind of good. So yeah, be interesting to see. Anyway, thanks for listening to me witter on, show you my stuff, and hope to catch you next time. Like and subscribe. Cheers. Take it steady.